Hello everyone and welcome to the oNiD Multiclass World Cup. This is round 6 for Indianapolis Grand Prix. It was a very wet free practice, but seems to be quite dry or damp now. My name is Drinker. I'm your lead commentator again, I guess. And I'm joined by Aidan Howard this time around. Hello, Aidan.
Feels weird. Second commentator. It's all good. Good evening, everyone.
So this is
It's actually nice to have someone else take the lead. You know, it's quite nice just to sit back and listen in and enjoy the action.
I very much like being the streamer and clicking all the fancy buttons and seeing all the carnage that sometimes happens. I say sometimes, it's a lot.
Oh, there we go. It's Indianapolis, so
Yes, and
mix of conditions as well. Bit of rain in the next 30 minutes, so I think we're going to be in for a treat.
oh, well, that's going to depending on whether that's going to hit within 15 to 20 minutes, that might affect the GT4 qualifying, but for the GT3s it will be dry for them, for all of it, and they're going to be slowly trying to develop the track from fast to maybe just a bit more, so we'll see the faster lap times come towards the end, and unfortunately the GT4s are going to have to get their laps in straight away.
I don't know.
And for this round and the next final 2 rounds of the oNiD Multiclass World Cup are 90-minute races. Previously they were 60, so now we're doing 90. And I found out today that they are double points, so the championship is gonna shake up a fair bit.
It is indeed. So we'll keep an eye on the standings and also keep an eye on these faster drivers as well. We've got our wonderful Pulse Sport back in the lobby again, so we'll keep an eye on them for them to be up at it. And do we have a wonderful? Well, he said he was going to race tonight with Daniel Hearn.
Yeah, in the Porsche Cayman. Daniel Hearn,
so
GT4.
So is he GT4 now?
Yeah, Hearn was
Daniel.
Yeah, GT4 and has been in this championship the whole time. Of course, was in the last Tuesday and a car, and maybe last Friday championship. Both GT4, rapid in GT4 and rapid in GT3.
So this is where I'm getting confused. I'm thinking of Tourenwagen.
And in Tourenwagen, he's in GT3.
Tourenwagen. That's why I'm getting
he's
confused.
also in the Porsche 911, just like I am. And he gave me all of his setups, because I was doing terribly in that Porsche at first. I think the first round was at Imola. It was a moist Imola. But yeah, I was like 5 seconds off the pace. I just couldn't get anything. Tried a few different setups that someone else sent me. Couldn't get anything. He sent me one setup and I gained 3 seconds on my first lap. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yep. It's kind of how it goes with those setups. He's good as he is, and good to see him there. But yeah, he won't be in contention for GT3, so like I originally thought he was. But yeah, we'll be alright. It's good. Oh, I say that. The track is still fast, so not optimum, so we'll see these guys go out on a somewhat slippery track. But yeah, times haven't been set yet, I think, as we
just got a lap time from Leighton Austin.
There we go, Leighton Austin. Of course, it's the Sim Sport guys who gets the first lap on the board. 1:37.3. Tomlinson not too far away, and then Lenko gets a time and that's about half a second slower. So yeah, we'll see. We'll be definitely seeing some gaps, I think.
Oh, Rainer Racer taking the pole by... Oh, okay, Miles Dixon changing my entire statement as I'm saying it, and Satan Touch just disappears down the order as I'm staring at them. Okay, just do what you want, ACC.
Absolutely. We'll see these guys.
There we go. Now Satan takes the lead by
go.
half a second.
Maka is looking a very favourable car, I must admit. It's quite a beast on ACC at the minute.
Yeah, I believe this car wasn't out when we did the Indy 24.
It wasn't.
So we had the 1.9 update with the 296, the new Porsche, and oh, my brain's blanking out.
New Porsche, new Maka Evo.
No new Maka Evo.
Oh, was it there?
No, what was the other car? I'm blanking.
Ferrari.
No, it's Ferrari 296, the Porsche 911, the 992, and why am I blanking so hard on this? It was everywhere. Lamborghini Evo 2, that's it. Oh, goodness.
There we go.
Yeah, so we had those last time we were around Indianapolis, so this is our first time seeing the 720S Evo around the track, and it's certainly showing its strength as well as the 296. We finished favourably in the 296 for the Indy 24,
Yeah.
so...
Yeah, absolutely. And I say that McLaren is one of the most favourable cars. We currently have second, third, fourth and fifth Ferraris. So
Tomlinson
yeah.
just slotting in there, and Renault Racer slotting in again. It's funny seeing the top
exactly.
13 all new cars, and then Matt Holman in the Aston, and then all new cars down to Johnny Ashley in 19th in the Bentley. It's
dear God, the Bentley.
yes, that's Johnny Ashley, all right. Let's have a look at him. There he is.
Johnny. Oh, Johnny. So this is when you kind of realise people have a midlife crisis. So he's going to get me for that. He really is.
Well, after the stream, we can pop up and say hello.
Hello. I'm saying this. I've never driven the thing because I've just avoided it. So take this with a pinch of salt. But it just doesn't. Bentley doesn't seem to. You know, when you say Bentley, you think luxury, cruising, not GT3 car.
Yeah, it's certainly an odd choice to make a GT3 car from, but I mean, Bentley want to get into the GT3 racing. It's really the only car that they have in their lineup that's suitable.
And even then.
Yeah. But I mean, I've only driven the Bentley once around Barcelona, not in an official race, just offline, just giving it a try. Wanted to take a picture of it, and it's a lot less boaty than you'd expect. It feels like a GT3 car. It's very interesting what they can do with things like that.
I mean, we do have big GT3 cars. I mean, the Mercedes is quite wide and bulky, but yeah, as I said, it's just the name of the name Bentley. You kind of associate that with like you associate that with like luxury and executive, you know.
They have a heritage in racing. I'm sure there was some old heritage at least. Yeah.
They do, but yeah, it just feels random, just for where they are at the minute in this point in time. It's just like, oh, okay, it's a luxury GT3 car.
I'm not sure they're actually racing at this very moment. I haven't seen one in any of the recent races. I don't keep up too much with the GT World Challenge races, but I watch one every now and then.
There might be one in the British GTs.
Possibly, but I hardly pay attention. Popping into chat though, can say hello to Sam Page. It says evening. Apex Vest, the person I was mentioning before the stream, saying having wheel issues today, I'm over it, hence why we don't see them in the race. Daniel Hearn saying a very kind word. You are welcome. You are Speedy McSpeedman. We got Netraxer saying evening folks, and Luke Sherlock saying evening all, and then also saying Lambo about 40 seconds after I figured out what it was, but of course YouTube stream delay is quite long, so...
Got there in the end. It's all good.
Yes, I blanked very hard on that.
I did as well. I was thinking...
There's no Lambos in here, though. That's the surprising thing.
Yeah. Again, it's a half-decent car. But, yeah, you'll see the top runners and most of the people driving the Porsche, the Ferrari or the McLaren at this point, with the current state of affairs in the ACC.
Fantastic!
It is very interesting, because I remember when 1.9 came out and all three of the cars just became meta instantly. And of course they cost money, so it was essentially pay to win. And the entire grid is just full of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Zilzovic taking the pole position and then just calling it quits.
Just a quick shout out to Richard Gordon there subscribing to the channel. Thank you very much, good sir. Welcome. Just saw that pop up on YouTube.
Ah, good. I only have two screens, and main screen is taken up by ACC, and my second screen is taken up by race control and chat, so I can't see that. So thank you very much for that.
I got you, bro.
Hilke van de Veen?
Yeah, going back to the chat, and there's Van der Vue saying evening, and everyone's driving the Fezzer, Porker, or Macca, and then there's Johnny in the boat. Yeah,
Johnny in the boat.
in the boat, Lee.
Got a new fast lap coming in from Stephen Tutt if he can keep a hold of it through these last few corners. Seems to be holding on to it.
It's the Macca. It's a very grippy car.
It's improved a fair bit through that corner there, and it's quite a tough one to get.
Yeah.
Got to turn in at the right point. A little bit too late on the turn in, it will wash out wide. You don't hook quite in so nicely. Stephen Tutt taking the pole position by 3/10. That's a 1:35.8. While I'm here, we are on optimum track now, so people will be doing their last few laps. It's 25 degrees with a track temp of 27 with a 4-kilometer ass wind. Let's compare lap records on SimRacing.GP.
That's a good shout.
So, fastest lap in oNiD Racing is by Jonathan Seville in the Audi R8 LMS. This was last year for last Indy 24, I think. No, it was one of the races after the Indy 24, and it was a 1:34.9. My fastest lap was during the same day. I think this was the Sunday league we were doing after the Indy 24, where we had split 1, split 2. I was in split 2. This was the race that I won. I think it was my second ever win in ACC, but my fastest lap was 1:36.1. So that was back in 1.8, but that gives you some reference to the speed.
Ooh. Going very wide.
Yep,
turns that car into a very expensive lawnmower.
Yes, that's one of the painful corners there. Let's see who got Matt Holman on improve going down the straight.
Good, I reckon you could be 8 Aston there.
Very good. That's my fastest lap was in the Aston, but that was back in 1.8 before it got buffed.
Yeah, exactly. It was a very good car about 8 or 9 months ago.
Hilker's remembering that Indy race. He remembers because I lapped him.
We don't need to remember that Indy race, to be perfectly honest. You know,
I think it went badly for a lot of people, but it just everything worked out for me.
Yeah, well, I was in a team with the wonderful Daniel Hearn and Ryan House Motorsport.
Oh, that would have been for the Indy 24 last year.
That would have been, indeed.
But we're talking about one of the Sunday League races after Indy 24.
Oh. Yeah, no, never mind. Ooh, second place there for Mr. Holman.
It's a very good shout. Telling all of these 1.9ers to go jog on.
Goes rocking up in the old guard of the car. It's like, you know what? I could do a good lap. Don't need a Ferrari, don't need a Macca, don't need a Porsche. Give me my Aston any day.
Yeah, I still Hiker also saying got the win in class, because yes, he did get the win in class. And even though it was like my second ever win, no one ever said anything to me apart from Hilker. Everyone was congratulating Hilker, and I'm like, hello?
Is me you're looking for?
Rain in 10 minutes, Daniel Hearn has said. Yep, we saw the rain in 30 minutes at the session start, so you better get those GT4 laps in real quick, because this is going to be your best opportunity while the track is still optimum. Holman is currently quite far down on that lap time, but we've got Miles Dixon currently up on their lap. Not enough to make any huge waves up to the top, but maybe to improve a position for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, post-install Ferrari, it's just a combination that just comes synonymous with the leagues here at oNiD. Kind of expect them just to sharp and be good at every track, but at the minute they are struggling. And I say struggling, P5 for them is struggling.
Leighton Austin's also P4.
And yeah.
Both in the identical cars. I mean, look at them. I'm swapping between them. Can you even tell?
No, absolutely not. It is a commentator's nightmare.
Yeah, there's no distinguishing features. Like you can't look at the TV pod and go, oh, yellow line or a different helmet.
Exactly. P2 there though.
Oh, he improved a bit more there. That's a good result.
Getting back up there, but hopefully they'll stay up there.
What else we got? We've got Renault Racer down to 17th, who we previously saw on top earlier on. Currently half a second up going through, I think this is the last 2 corners?
It is, yeah. We'll go through a very fast sweeping right-hander.
It's a pain
Yeah.
doing that in the Indy 24 for endurance races, because as your tires go, it just it does not like it. P9 for Reno Racer. He's definitely very happy with that, of being sat so far down, and it's now GT4 qualifying time. So that was his last lap. Good result from him. See any other GT3s improving on their lap time? We've got Van Oosenen, who I don't think I've seen in a while. So he's obviously a new wildcard entry.
Yeah, we've seen him pop up in a couple of other leagues, and yeah, it's very nice to see him here for the Multiclass. I believe he's in the Touring Wagon Championship, I do believe, but he comes across the line.
Proves A position.
A position.
And
improvements better than nothing.
I think the last person on track improving is Ollie Knowles here.
Now the Porsche, if the tyres get too hot, the Porsche has to let go. This is the only thing with driving that car. If it's hot temperatures, then bye-bye tyres.
Yeah, improving a few good positions. P Mona is about net positive, negative. You know, not up much, not up, not down much, but. Where are they on track? Oh yeah, coming through the last few corners. If they can just get a couple hundredths, they'll move up a position. Because it's quite tight between them and Ollie Knowles. They've just lost a 10th through that last sector, so that is GT3 qualifying over and done with. So now moving on to GT4. Let's give Danny Warren a little spot. And they've got someone in front of him. I think that's Ralph West.
Yes, indeed. Again, Porsche. That's a Porsche. I said that's a Porsche. There's only about 3 or 4 Porsches in GT4.
It's currently only 2. One's disappeared.
Oh, Boris.
That would be the QRT of Hall. There's a yellow flag up ahead. It's everyone slowing down.
God, there's a train and people are crashing.
So just pop to the car currently first on their lap. That would be Habibovic. Car number 5 disqualified. That is Ryu. I'm guessing they were out on track still after the qualifying ended for them.
Yeah, it's a GT3 car, so they were around 24th, 25th. But they'll be starting 43rd now because silly boy. Or girl, or person.
You know, we didn't have any of this for a while, and now I've seen it every race for like 4 races in a row. It's rather concerning.
Yeah, it's very much so. They do have briefing, these drivers, and they are told what.
This isn't their first race either.
No, exactly. That's the thing. It's like what?
Oh, Ian Hall's returned. You can just see them on the scoreboard now. So there's the 3rd Porsche back.
You know, cool stuff. Now, I need to point something out. We have Porsches, we have BMWs, we have Mercedes-Benz, Maserati, Alpine, McLaren, but Chevrolet. This is the Bentley argument again. A big, bulky muscle car somehow gets in as a GT4 car.
Oh, got another P Mona. Oh, we watched them get their final lap in, and I guess they carried on.
Oh, what are people doing? How very silly of them.
For them, I do know it's probably their first race, so...
Oh, yeah. Well, it's silly of them, because that was a good qualifying position for them. Only 1 second off the pace, they would have put him maybe in the top 15.
Unless it's for something else, there will be... that disqualification will be taken off towards the end of qualifying, and they'll likely be giving a penalty at the start of the race.
Quite possibly. We shall see.
Bibovic quite deep there. As you can see, penalties cleared.
There we go, yeah. Well, for a car that can only supposed to turn one direction, it's a miracle that it's actually racing.
Yes, I did a whole championship in this thing, and I slowly started to hate it towards the end. It can be quite good, and it can be quite fast, but my goodness, is the understeer just pain.
Yeah, not surprised.
Especially coming from the Ginetta, which is like one of the most nimble GT4s there is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Right.
No, I would Tuesdays Ginetta, Friday Chevrolet. It was quite the boop boop boop.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Right, well, what's happening at the minute with GT4s? We're slating.
Well, Ristolainen is currently in the lead of GT4s in the Camaro.
Yeah, we're slating the Chevy, and it's in pole at the minute, so we're going to eat our own hat in a minute, aren't we?
I mean, I've got 3 or 4 wins in the Camaro on that Friday championship.
It's like Marmite, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has the ability. It's quite the odd choice, like the Bentley. Because the Bentley can definitely win a race. It's just, But, I mean, I think the weirdest choice on track is Jonathan Seville in the... We can't really see it, but he's in the Jag.
Jag. It's the only Jag.
Yes. And as I previously mentioned, he has the fastest lap in oNiD at Indy in the Audi R8. But qualified P12 in the Jaguar. And I've noticed this through the season that Seville in the Jag is performing about mid-pack in the Jaguar, so I'm guessing he probably just chose that just to have some fun.
I'm about to say, he's only 0.9 off the pole. So
yeah, it is
bad,
very tight at the front, as I'm noticing a lot more around.
Yeah, exactly. What's happening with pole at the minute? Well, no more Chevron pole. Jeanette has taken that right from on 29th. So C Plaza is currently leading the way.
Sam Page once again reminded me of something. Lindblom in the Maserati, which is an even weirder choice of GT4 car, because not only did they choose a car that could have been a good GT4 car, they decided to not give it traction control or ABS.
Because that makes sense.
Absolutely.
Front engine rear-wheel drive, of course you don't need ABS or traction control.
Long wheelbase, lots of drift.
Yeah.
Much horsepower.
It does have traction control, it's called your right foot. I mean...
Yeah, not having traction control, you can definitely work around that, but lacking ABS, such as the technically advanced ABS that's in these GT racing cars, is quite the disadvantage.
Yeah, it is big time, and it is a pain in the ass when you look up the brakes. It just zaps your lap time completely.
Let's see, who is improving? God.
I
mean, Lindblom's improving. They're currently about 9/10 up on their lap.
Oh, stick with this. Just something also to note.
Oh, there's the rain.
There's the rain. Never mind. It did clear, but it's come back. It said...
I'm watching the times just vanish completely.
Here we go. Yeah.
Lindblom might just be able to improve their lap time, because they're still up, but they are dropping their time rapidly. Oh, they invalidated. Never mind.
Oh, that's why.
That's very unfortunate. They're still a second up. They lost a lot of time in the previous bit. They gained it. Probably. Oh, there's the traction control.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof it.
Lack of, yeah.
So there we go. That's pretty much GT4 qualifying over and done with, because the track is now greasy. No one's going to be able to improve. Three drivers, of course, can still set a lap time if they choose to, but I think they are not. Actually, no, 4 drivers. Ralph Vest, they are currently on track.
They're going to have fun on a greasy track. But they're still going for it, though. It goes very wide through, that's turn 4.
Yeah, depending on how they do on this lap, for the short amount of time before the track goes down to damp, they might still be able to slot themselves up a few places, depending on how quickly they do it.
Yeah. Still very possible.
We've got Trick does a thing in chat with the shocked face emoji.
Ha! He's so shocked at the rain.
Rain? In Indiana?
Water's falling from the sky!
Your weather is perplexing.
God. Well, I think that's just kind of neutralised. It's going to rain for the next 10 minutes or so, I reckon. So it's just going to neutralise everything, and no one's going to be able to improve. So yeah, unless someone pulls something out of their hat, then
yeah, Vest coming through the last few corners. They're currently 8 seconds down from whatever their previous lap was, likely from practice, which would have been wet. So I'm not too sure. It's saying they're 9 seconds down, but let's see where this puts them. Still valid. Yeah, 12.9 seconds off. So Not
Yeah.
much improvement to be done on this track.
No.
The race is going to be a
Trick.
mess weather-wise from Trick.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just spotted that.
Yeah,
We
90
shall see.
minutes, so there's likely a few slots of rain and dry likely to come. The practice, 45 minutes I think it was full wet, no stopping of rain, it was just wet, wet, wet.
Yeah. You might say you feel it in your fingers, you feel it in your toes. Excuse me. That was a very poor joke. I am sorry.
I'm suppressing a burp. Ugh.
Oh dear.
I'm having some Pepsi Cherry, so quite the burpy drink.
Ooh.
So
fancy.
GT4 leader still running on track, just getting some wet running practice. It's good to get some practice in the transitionary period while on dries, so I guess they're taking the opportunity as they're coming into the pits. Carlos Plaza has come out. Are they on dry tyres or wets? That looks like wets to me.
Yeah.
Nope, that's dries. I see the yellow line. So them getting some practice in the wet. Of course, there's no time to be made, so qualifying practice.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Bless them. But yeah, a shame that we were a little bit spoilt there. I think. Oh, that's the wrong word. We're not spoilt. We were what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what word I'm looking for now. Not spoilt. We were thoroughly.
I have no idea.
I don't know either either. It's Sunday night and my brains tend to mush. Yeah, the rain is definitely falling. Track is officially damp. So these guys are just going out to learn a thing or two, perhaps, or just take the opportunity to go out and see what it is like in the rain, just in case they do get a weather change during the race. As you can see, we're right on board with the GT4 Janetta there. Handbrakes
I saw they were
gets-
quite late on the
yeah.
brakes there.
They're very slidey as well, going through the fast right hand to the braking zone, and immediately decide to head back for the pits. So a bit of pit stop practice, I think, is also called for. Oh, and of course the Mercedes does make a very good fancy ride-on lawnmower.
Daniel Hearn, rain please, flooded please.
Flooded please, rain please, flooded please. Now.
I do love a good wet race.
You know, you need. I think when Daniel asks for it to be rain, it's only one type of rain for him. It has to chuck it down.
Do you remember the beginning of the Indy 24 this year?
I do not. No.
It
Probably
was
for good reason.
Yes, it was the damp but constantly raining.
Oh.
And
yeah.
our tyres exploded. I think
Yes.
like we were going down the straight and we were like, okay, we're going to come in this lap. And as our teammate driver was on the brakes for turn 1, punk, nearly took out the driver in front of us, but luckily we managed to avoid them. But yes, we had to cruise around the track with a punctured tyre. That was fun.
Oops.
It was my first ever time
Daisies.
seeing a puncture in ACC.
They do happen. Not as frequently as sometimes they should. The amount of times they just clout the curb and everything. But
Of course, those
They
are
do
just
happen.
pressure losses, so it's just slowly dropping. But yeah, this
Yeah,
this
exactly.
was on the brakes, gone.
Yep, pop. Yeah, they do happen. But
Everyone's talking about Misano, but we didn't get to do Misano. We had the driver swap bug. Very sad.
rude.
Yes.
How dare you have a bug? How
Well,
dare
it was before I fully
game.
understood what caused the bug, but now I do. So now I know what mistake I made. So now we will never do it again.
sorted. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
But instead of it happening in a smaller race, it happened in the 6 hours of Misano, so we didn't get to do it. Wait, it was the 12 hours, wasn't it?
Pass. Cannot remember.
Well, join us on Saturday for the 6 hours of Valencia.
I know. Full stream, live stewarding as well. A wonderful lineup of streamers as well. You'll have wonderful Paul Racing Hydra. oNiD Ben will be dropping in to say hi as well. Our wonderful admin Stevie, drive-through Stevie, will be providing the cameras and doing a bit of commentary. And I believe Trinket, you're also are you chipping in as well to that? I can't quite remember. I've lost track.
Yes, you were bugging me about it.
You went all static on me there.
No, yes, you were bugging me about my availability for it because I'm driving and commentating, and then you put me on for half the race.
Oh no, I put you on for 2 stints.
Yeah. But at first you put me on for 3 stints in a row, and I'm all like,
Yeah,
how am I going to do that?
And then Johnny was like, split Trinket stints of Stevie. And I go, oh yeah, that's fair. Yeah. So it'll be a fun Saturday. I sadly won't be there. I will be away camping for the weekend. But we will be sure to have a wonderful star-studded stream for the full 6-hour race starting at 1 p.m. The stream starts. The race starts at 2, but an hour's lead up to the through the qualifying and then into the official race start.
Car 5 was to drive through for qualifying while having a qualifying ban. That's why that was the case.
Ooh.
And optimum track. No rain for 30 minutes, just cloud. So it's a good start for the drivers, and because the rubber was on track and it didn't rain for so long, it didn't wash it all away.
Lucky.
Very nice for them. So no excuses for, oops, my brakes didn't work at turn 1.
Exactly. It was wet. No, it wasn't. Stop it. You silly boys and girls and people. Shouldn't assume genders, God's sake. Anyway, 40-odd cars line up. How many will finish after 90 minutes? We are going to find out.
It's been fairly good.
Indeed it is. And it's nice to see...
Apart from Watkins, but we don't talk about that.
Let's not talk about Watkins.
I heard that story.
Let's not. Yeah. Let's not go down that road. Because Watkins was just interesting, to say the least. But yeah, 90 minutes is double points, I believe, as well, for this race.
Yes. So while we're waiting for the session to start and the formation lap to finish, let me go through the top 3 standings of each class. So in GT3 top 3 we have Alex Shahabi, Leighton Austin and Adam Gardner. I do not see a Shahabi or Gardner.
I do see an Austin though.
Yes, an Austin in 5th. Miles Dixon is currently in 4th place, but in 2nd in the race right now. So the points are about 50 points between 1st and 6th. 6th being Aidan Chatburn, who's currently in 13th in the start right now. Jonathan Seville is in 5th in that Jaguar, doing very well for themselves. They make up a lot of positions through the race because they're very... They know what they're doing.
Mr. Consistency, which
and
is the name of the game. In
GT Am, we have Ashley Coupland, Alan Zidzovich, and Matt Holman.
Oh gosh, there is an class. Of course there is, yeah. So what is the starting order for the Ams? We've got the start order.
We've got Tut, Holman, Zidzovich, Filenko, and BP. Filenko is in P4, and Sid Tut currently on pole. The whole race, not just of Am, is in P5.
Wow. That's interesting, seeing the AMs getting all stuck in at the top there. So
yes, because of course it's based on the SGP ranking of when they signed up. So it's fairly accurate, but sometimes drivers miss a few races, so that when they sign up they have to register as AM, and so it's not 100% right. But yeah, in time things will steady out. And GT4 we have Martin Thorpe, Carlos Plaza, and Petr Jelinek. Daniel Hearn is actually in 4th for GT4s.
Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that battle. GT4s. I didn't see who was pole GT4. It was
It was
Slightly past
it
us.
was Scott Ticehurst in the Alpine, Daniel Herne in second.
Yeah, so...
I didn't see who was third.
Ticehurst
Who was
in-
third? Oh no, Daniel Herne was in third. Carlos Plaza slotted in second. I did not see that.
Ooh, who was first then?
Or am I just mistaking it because they're driving in different orders? No,
Ticehurst.
no, yep. No, Plaza was in second.
Yeah, Plaza second, Ticehurst first, so... Oh, that's a good show for Ticehurst. Who is he in the standings?
Carlos Plaza is
Sixth.
second.
Plaza second, Ticehurst is sixth.
Ticehurst is sixth, yes.
Good result for him, they chuck him up that order.
Yeah, Ticehurst is very fast, I do know, is very much frequently up in the top few of the GT4s. I mostly see them in GT4s, but I believe some of the previous races they didn't have so much good race, incidents, going down the order, going laps down from repairs. Yeah, it happens. Same could be said for Daniel Herne, because I know they're very much at the top a lot of the time, but they've had a few incidents in previous races, so didn't finish favourably. That's what a championship is all about.
Yeah.
It's not how fast you are; it's where you finish.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't matter if you can step the fastest lap, so you need to see a checkered flag. That's the main aim of the game. They make their way around what was going into the final sector. No, not quite. A while ago yet.
Yeah, just a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's the
Just
final
the banking. That's it's quite a difficult one to get your braking point, and then it's a right, left, and then the long right, and then that's the checkered flag.
Getting into formation very late there. I was surprised at that. But
They're starting.
oh, I completely forgot that there's another little section here. Ignore me, it's fine.
I just explained that.
You did. I'm sorry. I'm tired. Right, they are now side by side, and this is the final right-hander. They'll go through it, and once they do, they'll hopefully get off to a clean race start. Once the lights do go green,
We'll be gaining some speed. Got 4 drivers in the pits. I can see Lindblom there. Got a McLaren, a Ferrari, and another McLaren. I recognise that McLaren at the front. Green, green, green. Oh, that's green very early. That's a lot earlier than I was
that is
expecting.
very early. Well, we're away, and leads them down into turn 1. Gets ahead of Dixon, Holman.
Dixon's not too far behind. Might be able to make a move into turn 1. They do get in there.
3 wide.
And it's a touch.
Oh, touch round. Oh, that's big.
There's a lot of accidents going on here. It's getting a big pile up. Many drivers slipping through though. That's quite the change up at the starting order. You can see Colin Cameron at the front there. Tut going quite slowly.
Did he just leave it by himself?
He got a side by side with Dixon at turn 1, just a little bonk.
Yeah, I think so. He'll be ruining that. But Dixon, I believe, is leading. No, he is leading the way. Just wait for the timing tower to update.
Yes, it's been quite a pain at the moment.
It does like to do that.
With 45 cars, it's going to take a minute.
It's going to take a minute just to filter through.
Is Miles Dixon in the lead? Yes.
It is.
Says they're in third,
there
but
we go.
they're not. It says they're in third and fourth. It's just because we have 3 drivers, I mean, who started from the pits. There we go.
Quite a few drivers started from the pits, actually. Oh,
We have 4
you said.
total, but we've got Virginia back in the pits from something that we must have missed early on.
Indeed, sadly, as you see some fighting in the background. Some cars going side by side. That might be P7 8th. Yeah, it is P7 and 8th Valenco and BP. Oh,
Very tight there.
God.
Look
How
at
they're
it
going to
all
sort this
go.
out, I have no idea.
Very aggressive on that repositioning.
Very much so. On the inside, it's Jaguar, and he's going to get on the brakes, and they're going to come into the corner, they're going to sort themselves
Fitlenko
out.
taking that wide line to get on the inside there. That's working out quite well for them. I think that's BP
Oh,
that they're
Masters in the
alongside.
background.
Oh, I do see that. Oh, that's Let's get a quick
Right round.
replay on that one, just to see what happened.
Going into the corner.
Oh, Ferrari.
Ferrari.
I think that was Van Ussenen, I believe. I recognise the colour of that car.
Ooh.
They're still yellow
Very-
flagged at the moment.
I wonder
Just
what
got going
happens.
now. They're in
He's still
41st
chasing.
place.
Bit of a came from quite a way back. Bless him.
Apparently Aiden Oak has the fastest lap in GT4.
Brilliant. In the Alpine, of course. Was that a drive-through? I just saw.
Yes,
Given
that's
someone
for
kind of
that was for the
penalty.
start. It was by race controls for the
Oh, no.
band qualifying. Oh, that Ferrari getting alongside. It's
pretty
Ashley
wide.
Coupland. Is it Ashley Coupland? Is
It
that
is.
Chapman?
No, that's Coupland.
Oh, we're watching Coupland, so yes, Chapman
Yeah,
went alongside there.
Yeah,
Ooh,
ooh,
bonk
car
with
from the
Sergei
background.
Filenko there.
Yeah, having finding the barrier and keeping it in the barrier. And I think just waiting for a bit of gap in traffic to gently reverse it out. And indeed it does so.
These two fight up
Yes.
ahead. Zildjić manages to catch up to Dixon and starts making an attempt, putting on the pressure.
Ferrari on Ferrari. So evenly matched in
Ah,
performance.
we stopped watching and they have left.
Wonderful. So that's going to be a disqualification, but a penalty.
Yep, for
For
less
that
than
drive
25% of race completion, that's for sure. It's not.
Johnny
It's
actually
not
wrapping
even
that
been 5
Bentley.
minutes.
That's insane, isn't it? Bless him. But it's Johnny wrapping that Bentley in the midfield pack there, 16th.
Yeah, they got a few. Oh, there's
Ooh,
Ollie Knowles.
That's a spinning car in front of a even bulkier car. And somehow they managed to sort themselves out.
Wacker getting very close there.
That pick Mercedes there almost whacking that Porsche. But somehow
That's
they managed
another-
to sort themselves out.
Another position for Johnny Ashley. Quite a bit of carnage at the early, and he's just slipped his way through.
That's all right. Him gets a place out of other people's misfortunes, and you'll never snuff that. But doing all right. So the leader's still going at it. Here they are. Look at this. Two Ferraris still wanting to have the honour of having number one next to their name in the timing tower.
See who has the lower wing. Pit window is now open. That's a long pit window.
It is. Have to do a pit stop. Yeah, that's enforced, but I'm really struggling to remember if it is enforced tyres, fuel, one or t'other, or both.
I believe it is not mandatory tyres and fixed refueling, just like the Tourenwagen. But with a 90-minute race, you're gonna want to take the tyres.
Oh,
Even in a
absolutely.
60-minute race, you want to take the tyres.
You want you take
But,
tyres. Yeah,
yeah,
you're very much correct.
Doing your pit stop
Mandatory.
now is not going to work. You might have the fuel for it, but you're going to have awful pace for the last half hour of the race.
Yeah, exactly. So even though the window's open and people may want to try a GP2 stop, but around here it might not be very possible if everyone else is just wanting to one. So these tyres will last. I think the only reason to pit early is if you've had a bit of a whack and get that damage fixed. But so far, no one electing to do so.
It would be a very interesting decision.
There have been, well, we do have Ferraris racing, so I wouldn't put it out of the question. That's a very slow Janetta.
Yeah, they were yellow
happened
flagged,
there?
so something happened to them. Let's get a quick 30-second replay.
Turn one.
So I think that's what position are they in here? They've got the Mercedes and Habibovic in front of them.
Did he make contact with the Chevy?
Oh, the Chevy lost it.
Chevy lost it, and then yeah, kind of turns him round and then points him back in the right direction. Ugh, horrible when that happens, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Just
Having a Camaro on your inside is terrifying because it will understeer, and if the driver tries to make it not understeer, it's gonna go sideways.
Yeah. Well, that's lucky escape maybe a bit of damage on that Janetta, but a lucky escape for continuing.
You change your positions here. Oh, right, that's just Van Nussen getting past Ristolainen. It's confusing because they're both silver class, because wildcards are silver as well.
Yep, absolutely. It's a little bit confusing to see it in the time screens, but
Johnny Ashley's just dropped 2 places from Seaden to Anali Knowles.
Yeah, I think so.
It's got Nick Manders catching up to them as well.
Whoa!
That's Gristetter. Getting on the grass on that corner. It's quite a difficult one. This is an interesting rejoin.
That is very interesting. You'll get disqualified if you do that too much by the game, and I don't think race control will take that too lightly either.
Yes, since nothing happened, it's more of just a don't do that, please, ever.
Yeah.
Never. We have history at Indianapolis and someone going backwards.
I don't think what reference that is.
I just had to say it.
Oh yeah. Ooh, I like that's
Rahed Ziri.
Yeah, what you said. I looked at the name and I thought, oh god,
I mean, I have no idea.
Rahed Ziri, yeah.
Rahed.
Sorry guys, if you're watching back on this, sorry guys. Sorry in advance.
No one told us how to say it, so it's just a guessing game.
Just looking in chat, Dexter Morgan, glad I dropped out. Would have been a rolling hazard, but I don't know the track well enough. I only had 1 day to learn it. It's a demanding track, sir, and I would never recommend to anyone just to have 1 day's worth of driving and go to an hour-and-a-half race. It's probably the better decision. Sorry to not see you on track, but very wise indeed. And SimRacer, that Camaro looks as if it was designed by a man who designed edge boxes. It is just all straight lines. It's American. I mean, it's simple. It's practical. You know, it's American. I don't know what else I can say to that really. Other than agree with you.
Now, see, you gotta make sure that you got the aerodynamics so that the vehicle can punch through the air with that big V8 motor, because we gotta counteract the forces of the weight of this goddamn motor that we have in our car. It's just so goddamn large because we like big number.
I should have recorded that. That was.
It's on YouTube, and it will be forever.
It's on YouTube. It's immortalised. I'm clipping that.
What are you gonna do with it?
Trick's impersonation of an American. That's the next YouTube short. That's the next one right there. And Felenko going very wide into turn 1, trying to get around the outside.
Did manage to get side by side with Colin Cameron going down the straight, but doesn't manage to stick the braking point.
American egg boxes still called egg boxes.
I don't know, but they go in the fridge. Because American eggs are refrigerated in the store. Ours are on the shelf. It always confuses every American I talk to.
It's like, you keep your eggs in a turbo? Oh, yeah, why not?
I mean, they only last a couple of weeks, but yeah.
But no, it's not the fridge, it's the refrigerator.
Refrigerator.
Oh god. Is that what? Is that a blue? We're getting very off topic in the YouTube chat, aren't we? It's going down a very weird path.
Yeah, don't even ask me what kind of American accent I'm doing. It just comes out. It's probably not even that good. I don't know. I'm not American.
Generic
Most Americans I talk to sound normal. It's like the stereotypical British accent where you talk like this and you're all posh with your pinky out.
Wait, what is drink tea?
Oh, drink a cup of tea for the Queen. Oh no, she's gone. Things are getting very off topic here. Racing, Felenko and Cameron going down it straight again. Cameron making that defensive move, Felenko following in. He does make that braking point work this time around, but Cameron trying to get the switch back.
Oh, he's got the outside, will become the inside if he can keep his nose there.
Yeah, it's the double inside corner, so he has quite the advantage here.
Felenko's going to try swinging on the outside.
But it does go quite a bit deep, doesn't get the braking right again. It's actually a triple inside corners, 3 corners that are right-handers, so it's quite beneficial getting on the outside for turn 2.
It is indeed, but sadly gets on the marbles and loses all that precious grip. Right, lost out now. Look at this Resars on the tail. His tail. Oh, GT4s. Hello. That's a big car and a little car having a fight. And I think the little car has
They
rightly
are
managed to
so
pass the big car.
different in size.
It's insane. The only thing I can literally think of right now is ant and boot. And the ant is weaving to not give the slipstream to the boot.
Yes, but the problem is that Camaro is fast down the straight. That is the
Very
weakness
fast.
of the Ginetta. It is very fast around the corners. I mean, I don't know 100% sure, but it certainly feels like the fastest around the corners in the GT4 class. But by goodness, it is slow down the straight. Mostly due to the limiter. Oh, Carlos getting a little bit of a wiggle there.
Very much so, and that sort of give a reason for Habibovic to go back on the inside. The Jetta goes on the grass.
Oh, I clicked away.
No, it's fine.
There's more fighting going on. There's lots of fighting going on. Nick Manders and Jan Wacker side by side as well. Wacker ahead of Manders. Racer manages to get ahead of Cameron and Filenko.
Fantastic!
These two
Look at
GT4.
that, though.
I'm just showing some love to GT4s because a lot of the time it's just quite big gaps. There's not a lot of racing going on, but got some GT3 traffic coming in now. I believe that is the leaders.
It is the leaders in the Pulsum sort and whatever team delivery the other Ferrari is.
I think that's the default AF Corsa.
Yeah, of course. Cool, sweet. You have to wait for this battle for the GT4s for a moment so they let through the GT3s. And then as soon as those GT3s go through, the Ginetta up at the inside.
It's getting very tight.
That was very lucky. That wasn't a bigger crash there between those two guys.
Change in position in the background as well. Marco L and Ian Hall changing positions. Is it Ian Hall? Am I getting it wrong? It is Ian Hall. Okay.
It is indeed. And GT3s will go through. The GT4s will. Very interesting battle. This GT4 battle. Everyone really going at it. And this is the first place in GT4. This is 7th, 8th place GT4. Maybe even 9th and 10th, should I say?
Well, I can do this. Yeah, 8th and 9th.
Oh, there we go. That's how, I need to know how you do that for an next stream.
Yeah. Hit insert on your keyboard twice.
Oh, you fancy thing, you.
I figured it out by accident because I have MSI Afterburner and I use insert as my hotkey to show my my overlay for my statistics. So I hit it one time to check it and I was like, oh,
Ah,
very
bizarre.
convenient.
Very convenient. Right, GT4 is still going at it. And this is 8th and 9th, giving these guys a bit of love. You don't often see GT4s really going at it for multiple laps upon laps. But,
Yeah, it's not super common, especially in this championship. I've seen not a lot of fighting going on. The gaps usually spread out quite a fair bit, especially with GT3 traffic coming through. And this being a 90-minute race, it's going to start spreading out quite a fair bit more than before. But you can see in the background Marco L and Ian Hall still at each other. Blomqvist and Oak are also close to each other. We've got a yellow flag. We've got Saden Tedder and Sam Page off track. Let's get a quick replay on that one. So you can see Lindblom over there in the background. Oh,
I think Matt just needs it on himself. I think he just lost it by himself.
he does, but he gets back on track right in front of
Oh,
Tedder, who is
gets
going on the
collected.
outside.
That is not going to buff out. And hit double press insert again for me.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think you just hit I for go back to overall.
I need to learn all this, I really do.
Yeah, there's lots of buttons.
Yeah, sadly he drops down the order, and that's going to hurt his chances of a very half-decent result.
These two still at each other as well. We've got Daniel Hearn catching up to the other fight in the background now.
Oh, going two wheels on that Porsche.
I just saw a whole bunch of position changes over here. It says everyone's moved up a place.
Ooh.
Not sure what that is, but it just said everyone to P6 has moved up a place in GT4.
glorious.
Very interesting. But
Yeah.
Plaza now ahead of Pivovic. Hopefully he can start getting some time through these corners before the straight. He's got 0.8 seconds on him. It's quite a shorter straight, so he might be able to maintain that. The Ginetta is as quick in the acceleration as some of the GT4 cars, but once it hits that limiter, that's it.
Yeah, it's got a really good acceleration button. It's not got enough top speed.
There's just a train of cars in the background. You can see Colin Cameron in there as well. Recognise the cars, and you can see that fight still going on over here. Renault Racer in the front.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a calamitous outcome if these guys don't get themselves
That's
sorted
Ollie
out.
Knowles ahead actually, so something happened to Colin Cameron. He's gone down a few more places because Ollie Knowles is through as well.
Oh, contact!
Oh, yep. That's Noel Deutsch. Phasing the wrong way.
Yeah, absolutely enjoys the track.
Taking a
but,
very interesting line. He's got to be very careful with this. He might get an immediate drive through for rejoining this late on track. Does manage to avoid it.
That was a very much a scenic route there. Shall we see if we can get a replay of what happened?
Yes, let me see if I can see it in the thing. So, no, 247. Yes.
There's
a contact with Ian Hall there. So sent around. Everyone else manages just to slip right through.
Oh, gutted. Bit of a. It is multi-class.
Johnny Ashley just overtook Seed Tap.
Oh wow!
That's Marco L ahead, I think.
Get caught out by GT4 traffic. That's gonna put him back on the defensive straight away.
So he either overtook or just they were side by side and regained the position again through a corner. But yes, it did say that he had gained the position. He's up into 15th, so it's very good for him. He's up a good few places. He's up exactly 8. Seaton Tut is down 15.
That's not an ideal, but yeah, Tut was pole sitter, wasn't he?
Yes,
yeah, of course.
About 20 minutes, and he's gained a lot back because he was right down in 40th place, something like that at the start. And there's still an hour and 10 minutes to go.
Not what you want to be having to happen though. Lap 1, turn 1. It's not the best place to be in.
Seville fighting for 5th place. Reiterating what I said about Seville.
Yeah, he's doing good, but I say that 5th place is very good.
Qualified. Where did he qualify again? He qualified P12. He's up into 5th now. So, yeah. As I said, he doesn't have his maximum pace that you would see in his other cars, but he's still an amazing driver, and he knows how to work his way through cars. And super consistent.
Oh, big time! Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. But yeah, we'll see what we can do with that Jaguar. It's how try and describe this car without completely slagging it off? It's unique.
I think that's a way of slagging it off.
Yeah, pretty much it.
Got these 3 cars up ahead, all close to each other. Actually, 4 cars up ahead. We've got Renault Racer, Sergei Filenko, Ollie Knowles, and Colin Cameron, all fairly close to each other. It's just not a fight going on right now. We're just working our way through some more GT4 traffic, but they're all still very close to each other.
Getting away with it, that's the thing, isn't it? It's the one thing, racing close to each other. There's contact up ahead.
Yes, there is. That's Ollie Knowles sideways. The AMG gets away with it. I'm just going to get a replay on Ollie Knowles because we kind of just saw it on the corner of our screen there.
Oh dear. That's a GT4 on the steering.
Yes, you've got to be careful when you're going past GT4. You cannot squeeze it. And he's only just going, and there's Noel Deutsch in the wall. Oh, has there been a rejoin mishap?
Let's have a look. We'll catch up with who is that? That's
This is Noel Deutsch.
This is Deutsch, yeah.
That
Sorry,
lag spike
names.
is me starting the replay, because it does that.
That's fine. And it
Oh,
comes
it's
back.
just
Oh!
Ollie Knowles. He was just stationary on the track from the accident. That's very
Unsighted.
unfortunate. Must have been slightly
Dear
distracted.
God. I would have seen him, so something was catching his eye perhaps. Maybe
And he's in the
just
pits.
something drew his attention.
His car must have been very broken. Let's just get a quick look at Ollie Knowles and see how his car's doing.
That
that explains it.
Yeah.
Let's get a quick look on the steering angle he's having to put down the straight. Yeah,
Oh,
very
no.
much left. Yeah, okay,
Oh,
yeah, that's
no.
it's quite a bit broken, but he's still going round. He's probably going to have to take his pit stop now.
It's a
He's
bit
absolutely going
lopsided,
to have
isn't
to.
it? Yeah, absolutely. Good evening to our wonderful Ben22 Racing. Thank you for dropping by. As you see carnage unfolding before your very eyes. Oh, Ollie. Such a shame. I think it must have just been unsighted. It's right on, the outside racing line, and it's full throttle for anyone going through there.
Yeah, I'd have to get an onboard. Let me maybe try and do that. It was a Deutsch. What car number were they? They were 247. So yeah, I can get an onboard of it. So I'm just going to do this camera and get a replay on Deutsch. Should be able to see what he saw.
So going around.
Yep,
going
just
around.
he's just there.
It's just there. There was time to react. Surely. What was he? Very random. See two cars split them, and then just.
Must have been just a slight lapse of concentration there.
That's gutting. For both drivers, it's just.
You could hear he went off the accelerator just about a second before we were crashing. Probably on the brakes too, just probably steering as much to the right as he could. But it's just a little bit too late.
Right, so this Janetta's got past the.
Oh yeah, by a lot.
That's it. But now Daniel Hearn wants to try and do the same thing now. Had to yield to that GT3, but.
Got a little loose on
definitely
the outside as well. But
yeah,
right back up on that Camaro.
Just the corners. The Camaro's just losing out on the corners. If this was Monza, I think the Camaro would actually have a half decent shot at having a good result. Any track with more than.
I've got Jonathan Earl in the pits. They've had an accident.
Oh.
Car number 95. I'm not seeing anything on the contact sheet, so they must have dropped it at some point and we didn't see it. Blomqvist also, we saw them get tapped earlier on, so they're just probably taking a stop now to get that fixed.
I mean, you can easily do an hour on one set of tyres.
And Tut.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at Tut, to be fair. Probably wants to get his pits out of the way
Got
with.
a yellow flag.
Oh, hello. That's good.
Must have just span around. Ferrari is horrible at getting going again when you're at low speed. It loves
Damage
to just
on the rear,
spin.
though.
What's
Yeah,
that?
very much so. But damage on the rear, though, of that Ferrari. I'm just questioning whether he got there of his own accord or was he helped into doing so.
There's still damage there. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can just see the back
oh,
end
it's all
going.
on
You must
him.
have had a fair bit of
All
damage
on
for the back end just to lose it like that.
Yeah, that's just all on him. Bless him. That's his 5 minutes of embarrassment.
Yeah, well, you could see the rear end going on corner entry, so you must have a fair bit of damage on the rear. Really affects downforce, and it just super loose,
That's
super
gutting.
horrible.
That's just gutting. Horrible.
You can see him working that car around that fast right-hander as well.
Yeah.
What else have we got on track then? We got Coupland on catching up to Ben P. Or, yeah, there's been an overtake, I'm not too sure.
I'm not too sure either.
Rainer Racer is now also in the pits.
Coupland. Where did Coupland start actually? I'm just trying to think.
Coupland started in 14th.
Okay,
So
this
he's
is
up
very much
6
a country
places.
drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good result for them then. They
Driver
started
with the best improvement, disregarding GT4s ahead of GT3s because of pit stops and the person who started in last because they were disqualified in qualifying, would be Johnny Ashley with 11 places.
Oh, 12. Yeah, in that boat league.
He started in 23rd and is now in 12th, so yes. Of course,
Very nice.
minus a couple because we've had a few drivers up ahead who've made a pit stop, but that would be the same for drivers around them as well. But we do also have John Shield up 10 places and Jordan Watson up 10 places as well.
He'd be quite happy with that, Johnny. And I think after the race ends, I think we'll be jumping into admin chat saying that he, at one point, with just over an hour to go, had the most overtakes. Well, most positions gained, should I say.
Well, we're just reaching up to half an hour of this 90-minute race, so still lots to play for. Actually getting quite loose on the rear there. I can tell you for sure that these esports setups that they're likely using burns through those rear tyres. So even after 30 minutes, it's going to be quite unhappy on the rear.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised, especially if they're not using their right foot very liberally.
Yeah.
That's not even the right word.
I typically use a lot of more stable setups when I'm driving my 296, but I made a setup for Suzuka, and goodness, it was super twitchy, very esports-like. And I did I think a 75-minute race there. No tyre changes, just 75 minutes, and yeah, towards the end it was it's like horrible. Driving a was it the Porsche Cup in a sense. Yeah. Same speed but no wing.
That, good sir, is absolutely grim.
I won.
Yeah, that's fair enough, but still, it's ooh.
And the next race I did at Suzuka, I did not win. I hit many walls.
Glorious, absolutely glorious.
Yeah, it was a flip of a coin whether it worked or it didn't.
I was like, do I turn here? No, I don't. That's just.
It's more of a, do I turn here? Yes, I'm turning about 15 degrees more than I need to. Help.
Ooh.
Gonna need a replay on this one. Just watching Sean Hutt, who's in the middle of this.
Stood on tut.
I can see Ilpa Ristolainen up ahead.
Did the GT4 get in the way? They just trip over the GT4 basically.
No. Nope. GT4 had nothing to do with it. He was just unfortunately caught in that. That's a lot of damage on that GT4, unfortunately. Sid and Tut, of course, recently out of the pits. So having to go back in the pits most likely. Sean Hunt's carrying on. Very slowly on the right-hand side.
Is he looking for the pit lane that's not there?
Possibly, if it's your first time, you might not know where the pit entry is. You can see Ristolainen in the pits. Where's Tut? Also coming to the pits just a little bit further behind.
Well, GT2 stop strategy there.
Oh, looks like we've had something with Van Oosenen. Let's get a quick replay on that too. Just saw a yellow flag with them.
What happened here?
Oh, it was Mercedes going off track there. But he loses the pack in front. Does manage to hold on to it though.
These cars are not meant to drift, guys. They are made for grippy racing, not slidey racing.
Bit of a fight going on here now though. Martin
Thorpe getting out of the way. Or is that a cup car? No, it's just a GT4, isn't it?
Hey, there's no cup car here. It's just the BMW M4 GT4.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and they had it coming together.
That's a wonderful
we've got another one going on over here. This is turn 1, I think.
No, that is turn 1.
Oh no, this is into the last corner. The last two corners rather, the last little section. Nick just outbraking himself and taking out. Who was that? I think that's John Shield.
That's not going to go down well in the slightest.
Not at all.
No. They're going to have that immortalised on stream now.
I'm always watching.
That's not creepy at all. And
A few fights
does
up
keep
ahead
going
as
with
well. Jonathanville's on the back of Leighton Austin, who's on the back of At Home, who at one point had the fastest lap in the race. That is now being held by Jonathan Earl.
Yeah, Seville and that Jag though, wrecking it. You know, really good. As we see a Porsche flashing their lights manically to alert to the Chevy GT4 up ahead saying, I want to get past you, let me through, but it's still quite far away back.
Camara's on the grass. It's all kind of squeezed up here in the GT3s now.
That's going to give Jag a reason to have a go, but then probably he's going to get boxed in by the slow running GT4 turn. Ooh, lag spike.
I was looking away, I didn't see it.
Was that just a genuine twitch of the car or a lag spike? I couldn't quite tell. Well, they figure it all out, but yeah, it's interesting. Ooh, hello. Cars are up the inside of Sherlock. That's for 5th in class. Janetta making inroads. Thank you very much, Trinket. That is now about 15 seconds down from Aidan Oak. And that is very weird to say my name in third person, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I've had to a few times this race as well. Another driver has my name. My real name, of course. Not Trinket to Tass. No one's called that.
Don't tell people your real name. You don't want them to know on stream, you fool.
I didn't say it.
That's fine. Good.
There's lots of names. It could be any one of them.
It could be any one of them. Tell me afterwards. Anyway.
I'm pretty sure I have told you, but I don't know.
Yeah, you probably have.
A fair few of the admins know because I've had to do work with them prior in money being changed hands.
I mean, yeah, probably. But you probably said something about it and my brain kind of confused it and went, it's not that important to know.
Not really.
Yeah.
Commanders, yellow flag. We watched them have an incident earlier, and we watched them have an incident now. The side by side with Van Usselen. And yep.
Tap.
Van Usselen manages to hold on to it, but Manders is onto the grass.
Rejoins. How safe is the rejoin? It's a fast start coming. I think they got away with it.
Yeah, it's quite the difficult one because it's on the outside of the corner. There's not much space to go.
No, exactly.
He's coming into the pits now.
Okay. So this is his scheduled pit stop.
Need to change the thing again.
Yeah. It is his scheduled pit stop and indeed it's going to be a repair job as well. Lots of duct tape will be used.
Only 10 minutes off of halfway into the race, so it's more reasonable to pit stop around this time. Especially if you've got more damage, it makes more sense to go now.
Yeah, absolutely. But most notably, we said that there was a high chance of rain within the server. No rain forecast for the next half an hour. We haven't had any rain yet. As we see Jonathan Seville out the inside of the Ferrari.
Keeps it ahead of him through this section, so he's going to have the advantage through these 3 right-handers.
That Jag is repping itself really well here.
He's only 1.5 seconds off of Matt Holman, and if he can take that position and hold on to it, it's a podium for Seville.
That's insane. That Jag never sees the light of day, but it's doing well here.
And as we mentioned, because it's double points for GT3s, I mean, Seville is currently 2nd place in terms of the pro cars, but of course 4th overall, so he'll get 4th overall points, because that's how pro gets scored. But Dixon in 4th and Seville in 5th in the championship, but with the double points, they might, with this good position from both of them, they might take 1st and 2nd from the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's surprising to see
Actually, no.
so the
Leighton
Jaguar
Austin's in
is just
5th and they're in 2nd in the championship. I think they might be. It depends how many points Dixon gets versus Austin. It's I'm not smart. It's going to be very interesting though.
Was it? You're not smart. Oh, you're not smart.
I'm not SMRT.
Yeah, that does smell. That does smell.
It's an old Simpsons reference.
Oh God. I'm so sorry. I'm tired. But as I was just saying, the Jaguar not seeing the light of day usually in ACC as of right now, but doing really well for itself, holding its own, which I'm very surprised about.
I think it's the least common of the GT3s that I see, apart from the old versions of cars. You know, like the old Bentley or the old Nissan GTR or the old like 650S. I know, not 650S. Is it?
Yeah, I knew what you mean.
McLaren numbers are hard. But it seems Austin made quite a bit of a mistake there, because it's now quite the gap between them now.
It is. Let's sort of keep it going.
Matt Holden surely holding his own up there in 3rd. The gaps are staying pretty the same.
Yeah, he's doing all right. He's keeping it up in there, but yeah, this is where we kind of see a little lull. This is the middle of the race where things have calmed down a little bit, and now we await the pit stops to shake it all up again.
Yeah, because people who are close and having a fight are more likely to have a pit stop to try and get the time. Kind of separate out, get your own, earn your own space, get fresh air, push.
Yeah, really much. So we'll see what happens. We'll wait for the pit stops to happen. Oh, that's Hearn having contact with the GT3 there.
Yeah, that would be S Hunt. Just get a quick look at that one, see how that one worked out. So no blue flags, because Hunt is behind Hearn in terms of overall position, and just kind of outbraked himself a little bit there. Oh, and the Mercedes nearly had a little bonk with him as well.
Hearn is not going to be happy with that, and indeed as we jump back to live photos, they're going down the main straight, flashes his lights in disgust really, and you've got another car going up and diving up the inside, and that is for position. That's Sherlock.
That Sherlock is the Racing Stronger blue.
Who's that then? Who's that?
It's Blomqvist, who's lapped.
Unlapping himself. Unlapping himself. Oh, that's interesting. That was a definite kind of sendy move there.
Yes, quite. Hearn is not pleased. I would not be either.
I know, I wouldn't be either.
Yes, I understand unlapping yourself, but you've got to be fair about it and not try and disturb someone who's ahead of you. Of course, Blomqvist has pitted and Hearn has not pitted, so the positions are a bit different. But even so, you never want to disturb someone's race.
No, God no, not at all. But we made it work. I'll give him that. Right, 48 minutes left. Who is pitted? Who hasn't pitted? Just trying to.
I just saw a yellow flag around here, but as I looked, it disappeared. I'm not sure if it was Aiden Hook, but it's just being overtaken. Let's have a look through the rest of the field. Not too much going on. We've got Manders and Ryu side by side, well, not side by side, but close to each other down the straight.
We do indeed. Keep going, that's it. But it feels as they're starting to form a little bit of a train here. So we'll keep an eye on this because it could evolve into multiple battles in a very short amount of time.
Jonathan Zaville and Matt Holman are still separated by about a second. Austin till 2 seconds after the mistake we saw earlier. So those gaps are keeping about the same for now. Did you see Manders taking the position from you, who went a bit wide there? Wasn't looking too much, but that is position
No.
made.
Indeed it is. Oh, hello. Side by side for turn 1. Don Chill defending for Wacker.
Getting ahead of Wacker.
Getting ahead of Wacker. Move up the inside and force Wacker to the out. Yeah, that's best of a move you're going to get into turn 1, really.
Jonathansville's in the pits.
Ooh, first leader into first one of the first. What am I saying? First one of
There's
the
definitely
lead
podium
cars
fighters,
to-
that's for sure.
Oh, car from the left.
I see that, but I don't see what car that is.
What
There's
happened
no yellow
there?
flag brought up for that. Let me check the relative and just try and find who that was. Nope, that's definitely not it. Where am I? Oh god, I'm lost.
That looked like Tut, potentially.
I don't think it was Tut, because Tut has this livery. It's like the greeny to red.
But no, that's not. It's not right because he's now going to the place we just saw that car off. That was very random.
Who are we watching? Oh my goodness, I'm getting so lost.
It's for either Hunt or ML.
Not Deutsch. Not Hunt. Not
Might be
Earl.
ML. Might have been
That
ML.
might have been Rahadziri.
Okay, might have been Hadsbury.
Possibly, because Tomlinson has the Haribo McLaren. There's quite a few McLarens to try and find.
Yeah. Very interesting. Oh, that was a very interesting moment. Don't know who that was that went off, but
Seville back on track,
yeah,
fighting Jonathan Earl right out of the pits.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Ooh, hello. This is a battle for the 12th and 13th. There's Seville and exits the pits.
it's Seville and Earl,
Earl.
who's of course a lap down, it would appear.
Yes, it does so appear indeed. Sadly.
Because that is Earl, yeah, they're 21st.
That is Earl.
Surprising how much of a gap there is between 14th and 21st.
Yeah, very much so. I'm very surprised. People being lapped already, which is you're all the way down.
But you
all the way
can
down
see that
to-
Seville is the lead car that's made a pit stop.
Oh yeah, I'm just stating that lapping is very quick here.
Yes. Ilpo with a fixed Camaro fighting Habibovic for a position now.
The Camaro against Camaro, so straight line versus straight line. We're going to have traffic as they come up onto the straight. Blue flags will be waving. Headlights have also turned on. Are we getting to the point of...
It's currently
Going to
6:51
night.
PM in game time, so it's coming to evening now. All stop go 30 for number 5 for speeding in pit lane.
That's not going to go down well. That's Ryux on the 31st. Is that P4 or... No, it's not P4 in the M's. It's potentially a bit more further down. But nonetheless, stop go 30 is never a nice thing to see as you do your one and only pit stop in the race.
Ristolainen does get ahead of Habibovic as I just watch Habibovic off track and spin.
Oh god.
I think they got pushed a bit wide from GT3s. Oh, that does Johnsonsville up ahead.
Bizarre. Yeah. So let's look at in chat. 962 Javier. GT3s overtaking. GT4s are awful. General Hand and Carlos Plaza killed by GT3s basically all around. Yeah, it's there is. It's stated in driver briefing that a solo car must allow the move to happen, but there's an extent of there's an extent of like we're not going to move always move out the way for you immediately. You kind of have to, just like this here was a perfect example. GT3's approach and the Camaro took the wide turn, but you know that was very much a planned move there, but if you're coming from a very long way back, you don't have time, if you're in GT4, you don't necessarily have time to react. As you see, with me just rambling away there, one of the Impulsive Sorts cars pitting.
Yes, indeed.
I
Miles
well.
Dixon and Zubzovic in the second place.
Yes, and
They were very close to each other, so depending on who gets the better stop can dictate who takes the lead of the race from here.
and who doesn't have the damage either. You've got to bear that in mind as well. Sadly.
I think they both managed to get away with it. They kept a head in the front and just kept nice and safe. And let's see what else we got on here. So we got Red Ziri. I would say on the back of Jonathan Earl, but I think Jonathan Earl's going to pull away. They do have the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But Jan Wacker is catching up to Red Ziri, so still a fight to watch here.
Indeed. But it depends. If one thing catching, but then another thing making a move around here. We have seen moves being done, but Indianapolis isn't really famed for being the enabler of making an easy move.
There's a lot of heavy braking zones that you can get alongside someone if you are close to them, but of course a lot of the times we have seen that happen, it's ended up in someone outbraking themselves and going very deep into the corner.
Yes, it's ended in calamity.
Looks like Rahedziri's got quite a bad exit out of that corner. They were on the grass there, so I think Wacker's going to have the speed down the straight. But getting to this point of the straight, they're going to be about equal in speed. That's the problem with longer straights in these cars. They just kind of, they bog out at the top speed.
Yes, they do, absolutely do, sadly. And you are left somewhat vulnerable in that scenario.
Currently the closest fight on track. It's calmed down a lot right now. Nick Commander's in the background is catching up now as well, so it's almost a three-way.
Yep.
Lane Austin on the back of Matt Holman for first and second right now. Not overall, of course, they still haven't stopped. Daniel Hearn with a sad face. They are in the pits. Get a quick 30 seconds on them, see if they were in the pits.
They are in the pits, sadly, but might be terminal. Lights are still on, so...
I do have a contact on my sheet, so as this replay finishes, I'll play that. This might have been what caused this. It was a 30-second replay, so I've still got 7 seconds left of it. Give it a moment. You can see Felenko coming into the pits now.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are again. They're on their way. Now let's have a look at this replay.
What happened here? Just another GT3 mate. Yeah, just...
Well, it's not quite what I was expecting to see, but it's a lot of what we do see.
Yeah, sadly. It's okay, it gets down to that discussion of...
Oh my goodness.
Oh, hello, what happens here? What's happened to M. Brown?
Oh, just keeping an eye on it. I didn't want to see a...
Oh, that's contact. That's left in quite a precarious position there.
Yes, because those things are solid in-game, so you can't drive forward, as you saw him try.
Yeah, it's like, why are these things moving? Oh, wait. Not ideal on the slightest, but...
Ian Austin still trying to catch up to Matt Holman. Just having a bit of traffic.
Yeah, but not enough to make an impact. Oh, I say that, it's now right on his tail. Might be a move at the inside coming up.
That would be a lapped car. That is Henry Handy in 10th place.
Oh, goodness sake.
Matt Holman is in the Aston ahead.
Stop lapping. Oh, got you. Stop lapping cars, god damn it. Oh, okay, now we might see a battle, because that GT4 really compromised the Aston there. So, yeah, this is going to be something. But these guys still need to pit, though. That's the only thing.
See, Miles
Well,
Dixon
he's
did get
leading.
ahead of Zizovic by 3 seconds from the pit stop, at least at this point.
Yeah, so these guys aren't. You know, they are the leaders as it stands. But they aren't.
Look who's in
actually
4th
going
place.
to- Oh god.
Up 19 places, wow!
His nose must be bleeding at this point, bless him. I'm seeing that the relative going off. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And the boat lead nonetheless, and then that's lating down at the inside of Hearn to lap the GT4, and that's how it's supposed to be done. Nice and organised. Has Holman got caught out by GT4 there? I think he
I believe
has.
so, yes.
Chevy very much got caught out there. Wrong place, wrong time. There's Hearn in the background, yet again being knocked around by GT3s in bless him.
Oh, Henry Hand, he were just behind,
Ooh.
and a little bonk with BP. Let's get a quick replay on that one.
He was trying to overtake her. That's the comment I made. Oh, plays pinball with both GT4s there.
It's getting very messy, and we just saw I think that was Aiden Chatburn going through, getting very close.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's getting super messy, and I don't know what to think of any of it.
No, I don't either. GT4 is doing GT4 things, but just being there in the wrong place at the wrong time, sadly. But yeah, now 36 minutes left. People have made their pit stops. The top 4 haven't pitted yet. They will not retain the race lead. That of which we know. But anything else is still very much to play for. As we see Mercedes overtaking a Camaro.
A McLaren
Oh, GT4
going around on the outside with
yeah.
a Camaro. It's a dangerous recipe.
Ugh. Not nice to see. In the slightest. But they made it work nonetheless.
As
Hot enough.
Zizovic now has the fastest lap of the race.
Very
A
good.
1:36.4.
That is.
It's very possible that there have been some faster laps, but they were invalid, but this is the fastest valid lap of the race. Miles Dixon's last lap was also 1:36.4, but about 5 hundredths off.
It's a bold time though. It's a very good time.
Megan Austin catching up to Matt Holman again. The gaps have been fluctuating quite a lot. So got a little fight going on here.
Getting close with Thibaut, Rezar, and there's that leader up ahead of him. I think that is one of the leaders.
My guess would be that is Miles Dixon, who's, I believe, a de facto leader.
Yeah, absolutely. P5, but it was very rightly said de facto. There's a portion that's very close at the braking. It was hard enough. I was thinking, oh, please don't take that leader, for the love of God.
Megan Austin in the pits.
Indeed, so
Oh.
Austin will lose that race.
So many cars just moving around on the straight. It's very scary.
Oh, the Porsche coming across very aggressively. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. And then it sort themselves out. Pulse SimSport goes down the inside of the Chevy.
And as a correction, that is Ashley Coupland in that Pulse SimSport. Because we have 3
Yeah.
Pulse SimSport cars. It's very hard to tell who's who, but I looked at the number board on the front and it said 2, so that's Coupland.
That is absolutely Coupland, that's cool. I think Coupland's got a tap from the rear by that pink Porsche. But they've now got GT4s ahead of them. Going to slow these guys down and have it
Sergei
roadblock, and he's
Filenko
lost
making
out.
his way through as well.
Oh God,
There's
these
a
guys must figure
GT4
it
now,
out.
so it's all getting very squishy.
I don't know where to look. They sort themselves out just about. There's another GT4 there, going to try and make it things awkward. They've caught these cars in a very awkward position around the track, in the tight, twisty, slow, breaky parts of the track. So, yeah, oh well, they made it work. It wasn't ideal. It wasn't clean.
Yeah, Matt Holman and Ashley Coupland and Johnny Ashley are approaching into a whole hour on their tyres now, so they're only going to have half an hour or less on their tyres when they do come in, so that they have a bit more fresh rubber to work with in the later half of this, or latter part of this race, I should say.
A bit of a cheeky last half hour. They'll have really fresh tyres, but not much time to do a lot with them, sadly. So bit of a compromise there, I guess. You've got to decide between the
Ristolainen getting ahead of Blomqvist, but I don't think Blomqvist is going to give up just yet.
Don't think so. He's on.
Ooh, that's it was an Alpine coming out of the pits there.
Was Ticehurst?
Yes.
Got to be. There's the only Alpine on here, isn't there?
There's two Alpines.
Oh, there's two Alpines. Well, that was a very lucky 50-50 guess.
Which livery is that other Alpine running? Ah, it's the red one. The Alpine Esports.
The red one, yeah. Very nice livery.
Ristolainen's catching up to Marco L now as well. There's another three-way fight going on here.
God, Camaro catching. It's unheard of. Just dropping into the YouTube chat. Apex West. Will keeps disconnecting, so I had to retire. That's never nice to hear. So I'm very sorry to hear that's happened to you. I hope you had a good race up until that point, at the very least. What's happened? Oh, hello. I was about to say.
There was a 3-second gap here earlier.
I was about to say, it's the GT3's battle heating up, and indeed the gap is now gone down from 3 seconds to 0.3 of a second.
It's Matt Holman in the pits now. Ashley Coupland takes the lead of the race. Johnny Ashley in a few seconds will be in second.
Is Johnny just staying out to take the race lead just to say that he's had it? I literally think that that's all he's doing.
Well, there's only 8 seconds between Dixon and Johnny, so you can see the Bentley just, well, you could see the Bentley just ahead going down into turn 1 now. So that shows the gap between them.
Yeah. Ooh, Ferrari's going into turn 1. I think I almost had a look up the inside, did Alan.
Jonathan Zaville moves up into 3rd place of people who've pitted.
It does indeed. So he's getting
6 seconds ahead of Leighton Austin as well.
Oh, Holman drive-through.
Drive-through for speeding in pit lane for Holman. Oh, that comes very
no.
unfortunate. He comes out in 5th, I believe. Oh, you can see 5th on the scoreboard, but also he's in 7th, so 5th is those who have pitted, so that's going to be very unfortunate for them, especially with 30 minutes to go.
Very much so. He's not going to be happy with himself that.
I think. Is he in the voice call? No, he's not.
Potentially.
Oh yeah, he is. So yeah, I imagine he's going to be saying some choice words about that.
Yeah, I think so. Silly bugger, isn't he?
Oh, silly wee bugger.
If you do own speed. Silly bugger.
We should all be having plenty of experience in this track and this pit stop, because done 2 24-hour endurance races here. There we go, there's Ashley Coupland in the pits now. So crossing the line, John Ashley in the lead of the race.
He is indeed. And I think he's going to be pitting into this lap. Just to say
very soon, most likely. Matt Wilmot says, yes, there was a swear.
Yes, there was a swear word. Okay. You only have yourself to blame, good sir. And Johnny, if you're listening in, well done. You're the race leader. You still need to pit.
You can see it's getting quite dark now. It's nearly 7:10 in the evening in game time. It's getting. You can see it's getting towards the cloudy evening. Still no rain on the horizon, so it's going to be a dry Indianapolis race after a full wet practice and a wet qualifying for greasy, damp qualifying for the GT4s towards the end. So very lucky for them. I was looking forward to some strategy calls with some spots of wet weather, but we didn't get any. That's just how it goes.
We're thoroughly disappointed there, really. I'm hoping for a bit of weather because it's always fun to see other drivers drive the wet room when they don't have to.
I absolutely love doing. I love driving in the wet, but changing conditions. It's just so much fun to work through strategy and play out the best try and run as long as you can on those dries when it's getting wet. Finding the right time to go into changing from wets to dries. Just figuring it all out.
Indeed. Hey.
Johnny actually still going. Oh, don't worry, I'm yawning in the background. I'm just trying to do it away from the microphone. Zildzovic still on the back of Miles Dixon.
Yeah, indeed. And Miles giving the good old flash of the headlights to the QRT Alpine up ahead of him. Excuse me. We jump on board with Alan. Yeah, I can't say his last name, sadly.
Well, I don't know, because of the accents, it's quite hard to tell whether it's like Zildzovic or Zildzovic or Zildzovic. I don't know.
It's something like that. I'm just going to go with it a bit for better, really.
So I've just been saying Zildzovic.
You've been saying it all wrong this whole time.
Most likely.
Quite probably.
I mean, I think I've listened to some of the streams. I think with Cammy, I'm not sure, it might have been you as well, but someone was calling me Trinket de Tassie.
I'm awful with names. I am the first to admit. I've never called you de Tassie.
Well, I think when you typed out my name the other day, you put space Tazd.
You've been tasked.
Detast.
You've been detached. Was that Johnny coming to the bits? No, it wasn't. There was a car going into the bits. I thought it was Johnny.
Wait for that to pop up on the board and see who that was. I don't see anything. That's Johnny Ashley in the pits.
He's Johnny in the pits. At least they're corrected.
So Miles Dixon finally taking the lead of the race back once again. Zildzovic in second, Seville in third, hanging on to that podium spot by 5 seconds. They're going to be very happy with that. It's going to be great for their points.
Yeah, absolutely. But Johnny will probably come out maybe 10th this rate, potentially, around there.
We shall see. He's currently in 5th.
Either way, he's going to have stonking tyres in the last 20 odd minutes.
Oh yes, and managing to keep out of a lot of trouble, especially by staying at the front. And it's going to be quite favourable for him. He's moved down into 8th and 9th now. So it's just trying to go past Daniel here and there and getting a little bit bonky. It's all the bonks.
A bit bonky, though. I have no idea where that came from. Literally no idea whatsoever.
Yes.
Yes. Just yes.
John Ashley is now out of the pits in 13th. On Cameron, coming down through turn 1 now. They're going to be side by side. Oh, Cameron having to jump onto the brakes there, so it's going to be a fight between these two. They've not had the greatest of fights before. I know because I hear Johnny's side of it when I'm here on the owner chat, and then I hear Colin's side of it because we're friends and we talk a lot anyway.
God.
So this will be a fight to watch, I do know.
Yes.
Because Johnny does not like to give any room or any space. If he's turning in for a corner, he's turning in for that corner.
That's our Johnny.
Oh my
Last
goodness,
turn,
there's something going on here.
2 does
As
not go
Martin
into 1.
thought. Jan Wacker just being a bit too quick. And there it is.
Oh no. That's
quite the hefty
unsighted
impact,
completely.
especially at the last corner. They're going to have to go around the track to go back into the pits.
complete enough a T-bone there. And that car's going very slowly.
You can also see the headlights flashing. I think that's just the damage.
Flashing. Yeah. I would imagine so. So
Oh
be
yeah,
careful.
you can see one of the brake lights is not functioning.
Glorious.
Smash, you've got a tail light out. Oh, Jan. Oh my.
Oh, massive hit.
Jan Wacker trying to move out of the way the best as they could there, but that GT4 just kept to the inside there. Oh, so yeah, it's a little bit side-by-side touchy.
And then just got collected again. Tries to get out of the way and then doink.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if Jan Wacker was stationary with there, that Camaro would have avoided him or not. Oh, got a yellow flag for Sam Page. Looks like they just had a bit of a spin.
Yeah. Quite possibly, sadly.
Not the greatest race for them, but they're holding their own.
They are indeed. But, yeah, it's a shame really. Could have been a lot better, I think. Right, so nice little battle here, Johnny fending off Colin Cameron. Ferrari versus Boatley. Big versus small. Let's see who will prevail.
I was about to try and mention what engines these cars have, but I actually have no idea. There's a... oh, yep, that's the car we saw previously. Making their way back to the pits now. They had to do a whole lap with their broken car.
Oh, gutting, as Johnny's going to go side by side. They're going to each have a space through that very fast right-hander.
See who has the speed. Yep, Colin Cameron has to tuck in behind. They did not have the speed. You will not have the speed.
He is a speedy boy, but he's not a speedy boy enough. He's going to go up the inside, thinks better of it. Oh, that was risque.
Went for the inside move, but braked at his normal point. Saw that the Bentley was still ahead, so just tucked back in just to try and keep their momentum through the corner.
Oh, quite right. So it was a bold move up the inside if it was going to work.
Update on the position. These two are getting very close.
And that is a very exciting update.
You really see it getting darker now, as well.
It is, yeah, absolutely.
Going to be finishing the race at around about 7:30. It's going to almost night time, but not quite.
Almost, but not quite.
Yes.
I like that. That is a saying I can get on board with. Almost, but not quite.
And this is why I failed English in school.
Me speak proper English, innit?
Yeah, bruv. I'm from the country of the southwest. I cannot do my tractor. I cannot do a southwest accent, despite the fact I've spent most of my life here.
You have a very London accent for someone that's from the southwest.
And no relation to London whatsoever.
You're very neutral. That's what annoys me. Anyway.
That's why I'm so perfect for this role. When I can talk properly and my brain isn't fuzz.
That would help, wouldn't it? Alan Zitovic still trying to catch.
There's plenty of catching done. It's just trying to make the move happen and not lose out.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Trying to find a way to get round because he's done all the catching. Any point for a second.
With 18 minutes to go, he might just be hedging his bets to try and make a move towards the end, not put too much wear on his tyres or car and not make a move and end up crashing them both out.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
trying to play it smart, I would think.
Yeah, I would as well, to be fair.
So
Play it
Djokovic also
smart,
has
play
the
it safe.
fastest lap, as we previously mentioned. Miles Dixon's fastest lap is only about 500ths slower. The previous laps were basically identical. Dixon was 4/100ths quicker. Quicker. So you can see every now and then that the Southwest comes out with like the R's. Yar.
Yarp.
Yes, I was born in Wales. Me mum's from the Southwest and me dad's from Glasgow.
You're a right mix, aren't you?
Absolutely. You know when you have like those meetings or whatever and people are like, okay, we're doing like like you go to college and it's like it's time to meet everyone and get to know each other, so you do this kind of thing, like one interesting fact about yourself. That's the only interesting fact I have about myself is like I'm British. Oh, stop, go 30 for speeding in pit lane. That's car number 823. Is Daniel Lindblom. Already second to last in the race. That's not going to be too helpful for them, but I think Vridelinea is far enough back.
That's just salt of room there, really, isn't it?
Yes, but he's only 3 seconds behind Habibovic. You can see them just up ahead there, so they could have had a fight for 12th. For 11th, I mean. But unfortunately, it's not so.
Oh, you used it very quickly there. It was very interesting. But
I hope it's just Discord and it's not my internet and OBS doing it. Everything seems to be fine on my end. But you're not crackling, so that's what's important to me.
That's fine. That's all good.
Also got a name I'm not too familiar with. There's Ace's Boy saying hello.
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 What?
What am I? Hey, and Austin's caught up to Seville. There was like a 6-second gap here earlier. And Austin's on the charge.
On charge? Is he in charge?
He's on charge, and he's in charge, eh?
I'm never going to unhear that now, just so you know.
You probably forget in like 2 hours.
Yeah, probably.
Can you even remember the American thing I said earlier?
Point proven.
Leighton Austin does make the move, though.
It does. Very good move, and he's going to weave to try and break the slipstream because he doesn't want to be vulnerable to another attack. He's extremely defensive. Very defensive. I don't think he could get more defensive. And retains the position.
Seville.
Yeah,
I was about to say Seville could have made something work there, but he got very loose. Also hopped the curb around turn 1. Not the best, so it looks like this is going to be the position for now, at least. And Austin seems to be charging on ahead. He does have some very fast lap times. He's doing 36s. That was a 37 because he was behind Seville, but currently fastest on track at the moment, right? In terms of recent lap times, I believe. So Leighton Austin's certainly doing a charge.
He is doing a charge,
Oh, you're mocking me now.
I never mock you, just make fun of people.
Matt Holman, Rainer Racer. So Holman does come out in 9th place after the drive-through from earlier, so they do manage to hold on to a top 10. Looks like they're going to be taking 8th as well, or at least trying to. Had to hit the brakes there to avoid a bigger collision with Rainer Racer there. Ashley Coupland on the back of Ben P. Thibaut Guertin is behind Matt Holman there, so that's a 3-way fight going on now. Johnny Ashley and Colin Cameron are still close to each other, still fighting. Johnny still holding on to that position. See what's going on in GT4. Nothing. Can tell you that Tice Stot is in the lead. Drive through for track limits. I was about to mention we haven't had one of those, and it's Nico Manders in 16th.
Yeah. Oh, it's not gonna. That's not fun to have something like that right at the end of the race. That's kind of horrible, really, sadly. But Well, we'll have to
Is
pay the price
Ace's
for that.
boy in the chat the oNiD Aces?
Potentially? Question mark? I would love to know. That's what
I can't remember what their name was. I know the person's name, and I know Aces. I just can't remember them together.
Oh dear, I can't recall myself, to be honest.
Just frantically clicking on everyone's profile in the Discord trying to find Aces.
Who are you? Who are you?
You would be correct, lol. He says, and
Ah,
I'm still trying to find who that is.
you said who this?
New phone, very confused.
Doesn't take much, really.
No, it does not.
You didn't have to agree with me.
Small brain.
Okay, that's fine. You're only speaking the truth. Right. P1 and P2.
To be fair, there is more than one, so good luck. Oh, I'm screwed. This fight's still going on. Matt Holman does get ahead of Reno Racer while I was distracted.
Yeah, likewise. Was very
Still
much
a three-way
distracted
fight.
as
Zildzovic Dixon
Right.
still half a second between them. Coupland under a second from Ben P. Colin Cameron and Johnny Ashley, same situations before. Nick Manders is behind Van Oostenen, but does still have that drive-through to do. And GT4's just big gaps everywhere. But before I was previously distracted, I was about to say that Ticehurst is in the lead of GT4, followed by Jelinek and Thorpe. Just getting
done
onto
good
the
so
last
far.
10 minutes of the race now as well.
Yeah, but
Holman was slightly compromised on their exit there, so I think Raynar is going to possibly make a move. But I think Holman managed to get their speed back.
Yeah, he's going to hold off for now. Going properly dark now for the last 10 or so minutes. So these guys will be slightly thrown off by the fact of no natural daylight. They only have their headlights to see where they're going.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for them that the infield does not have any track lights, whereas the straight does, because that's part of the NASCAR track. Well, we can see what it looks like for them. It's not too bad. We can't see the cloud line from the TV cam, so there's still plenty of light. But Holman does manage to hold on to that position, as you can see. There's quite a nice gap there.
Indeed there is. Indeed it is. What am I saying? Indeed there is. And that gap, I'm sure, will come of mighty relief.
Tipo Guerta is still there, wishing to make a move on Reno Racer. Let's see what other fights we have. Oh, Colin Cameron is ahead of Johnny Ashley. Something must have happened there, because there's a 2-second gap between them now.
Yeah.
Despite losing the place, this is still a fantastic result for Johnny Ashley. He's up 10 places at the moment. Jonathan Earl is up 32, apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
I think they did a pit start.
Yeah, I think so as well. So good result nonetheless. And Johnny, I think, will be quite pleased with his 30th place.
Ace is saying that he can't believe that Matt is still in that Aston.
It was the go-to car for most tracks, and since the 1.9 came out, it was pretty much.
Yeah, it's like during 1.8, before 1.9 came out, the Aston got a buff and it just became the mare. And I was still driving it, so the buff came out and I started giving it a try, and I was about half a second to a second quicker on tracks. I'm like, whoa, I can finally be good. I wasn't.
I wasn't. No, I was not good.
We've got a yellow flag from Knowles. Oh, very close rejoin to Thibaut Coët in there, and there was still that fight going on.
That's never nice to see.
720S Evo cough.
Cough.
So a lot of the gaps have started to spread out a bit now. Virginia is on the back of Lindblom, who had that drive-through earlier. There's Jonathan Earl getting very twitchy there. Trying to squeeze through a GT4. Another yellow flag for Sam Page. They are very far off track. That's, oh dear.
Ooh. That's never nice to see. Trying to get... Oh! No! No. Trying to go around the outside of the GT4. Tries to rejoin the line and the GT4 is still there. That's not good.
This fight's still going on now, but Ollie Knowles has caught up. So it is once again another three-way. No, wait, no. Felenko is who I mean. Felenko in the background there is caught up. Ollie Knowles is a lap down.
Yeah.
But is there.
No, that figures. We do like a three-way, but only if it ends well.
Yeah, Felenko was up very close, but the traffic has slowed him down now. He was within a second as they swapped over, but it's now up to 2.6 seconds for being behind that traffic, so he's going to have to make that move back. Currently in the 6 minutes and 42 seconds left of the race, at least until the 0 mark goes. There'll be a little extra time while the leader finishes their final lap. Only a minute and a half left of the pit window, but I'm pretty sure everyone has done their pit stop.
I would think so. You'd like to think so.
Just have a quick check at the bottom. Yes, everyone's done their pit stop. Oh, there's Daniel Hunt flashing his lights. That's a sight we see.
He's been through the ringer as our Daniel. But still going nonetheless. What's happening up downfield? We've got 6 minutes left and
Having a scroll through, there's not a whole lot going on. Villinia is not far behind Lindblom there.
Yeah, P1, P2 still very much undecided.
Cheel, let go overtaking. Oh god, I can't talk. It's Cheel overtaking Ticehurst, who's the leader of GT4, 4 position, so he gets back into the bottom half of the GT3s. We've got Daniel Tomlinson on the back of Wilbert van Hussenen.
Yeah.
Thibaut Guertin still on the back of Renault Racer. This fight's been going on for quite a while. Ashley Coupland not far off of Ben P as well, and Zildzovic once again catching back up to Miles Dixon. Had fell off a little bit in laps prior, was about a second and a bit off, but it's caught back up again, gets a bit on the grass there. 1 second left of the pit window and closed. 5 minutes to go.
That's that. Yep. We'll wait to see who can... Everyone's now pitted, but it's just now a case of who can make use of their fresher tyres.
And Miles Dixon has his hazards on.
He does indeed. I wonder why.
You can see them just flashing away there.
Conveniently going, yeah, I'm the race leader, you can't do anything about it. No. Anyway.
Yes, I remember, we've got a yellow flag. Thibaut Guertin and Renault Racer seems to have come together. Let's get a quick replay on that one. Coming into the final sector a bit here, the last 2 corners. It's very deep on the brakes and then just on that curb.
I don't think it's going to go down very well.
You can see the Porsche flashing its lights off in the corner there, and you can see the Porsche because it's literally a strobe light. So Thibaut Guertin letting Renault back through again.
Yeah.
Great Anouk on the back of Carlos Plaza though.
Nice little battle.
But Ace is saying Miles does it to say thanks for people letting him by. He did that and forgot to turn it off. But I do remember, I think it was Ace's Zuka race I did once. Maybe another race. I wasn't feeling too well, I was kind of down with the sickness. And I was doing formation lap and I was wrenching my wheel around coming through the last few corners and managed to hit my indicator button. And it stayed on the whole race. I had a few people in the chat that I read from after the race. I think they said it during the race. I was like, why does Trinket have their indicators on? I'm like, oh, bugger.
Oh, bugger. Oh, bless you. Well, these guys are now pretty much fully in the darkness now, and we'll finish this race under the lights of the headlights of the cars themselves. But what is for certain is this battle for P1 is still not done and dusted.
You can see them coming through the last few corners now, so there's going to be 2 laps to go, I think.
Just about, and this traffic is not helping Alan in the slightest.
Yeah, gap's down to 1.2 seconds now. Very not beneficial, and that last corner wasn't the greatest either, so you might drop off just a tiny bit more.
That's kind of nullified the battle.
Oh, your Trinket didn't know your voice. Haha, yes, I am. Hello. My name is Trinket Detas. And of course you know Aidan Howard.
Hello! I hope so. We're doing enough of this anyway.
What's your silly little nickname again?
My nickname?
You've got Mad Lee, but on your Discord it's Sus.
On my Discord it's Sus?
Yes. So in this server it's Aidan Madley Howard, but on your regular Discord it just says Aidan Sus Howard.
Oh, that's because, yeah, I need to update that elsewhere. That's incorrect. That's horribly incorrect. I was meant to change a nickname for another server, and I've obviously inadvertently changed my nickname for my actual Discord profile.
That would seem to be the case.
Indeed, as we're going side by side with BP here on the dying parts of the race with just over a minute to go, and that's moved done, P6.
Coupland going very deep there, following Sid and Tut's line. Losing the position, tying a bit of contact. They both go wide there.
Ooh,
actually losing out a lot, so they've lost that position. Let's have a check on Tibogwet, and you can see them too. But actually going back, later on the final lap, Zildzovic has caught back up to Miles Dixon, so it's now or never.
Should we stick with this battle for the final lap and see if they can make the move?
Yep, I will keep on this fight, but I'll keep an eye on the...
yeah, keep an eye on everything else as well.
Just keeping an eye on the board. There's only 2 other fights going on in terms of being close. Tibogwet and Renaresa and Tomlinson on the back of Usanen. That's the 2 fights behind these 2.
It's slightly alarming that Ace's boy can only remember my amazing overtake, or lack of overtake, on Ben 22 Racing on Thursday. That's not something I'd like to be remembered at, as in this community. That's definitely something I'm very keen to erase as soon as possible.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it wasn't an overtake, it was understeer and calamity.
Yes. I remember an overtake I did on Jimmy Broadbent in Praga at Daytona, one of the community races that we did in the Jimmy Broadbent powered by oNiD Racing. 3 wide going down the Daytona straight. It was great. Shame I don't have the replay for it anymore. AC replays are very easily corruptible, but coming through the last sector now, these 2, looks like it's just going to be Miles Dixon and Zildzovic, P1, P2.
I think so, and Alan couldn't make the move stick at any point through that lap, so I think we'll be saying congratulations to Mr. Dixon for another fantastic race win.
Very well held on. You can see that Zildzovic did have the pace to get Dixon, just couldn't make the move done. Dixon held on all that they needed to do and followed behind them. You can see Leighton Austin just behind Johnny Ashley, so Johnny Ashley will be finishing in 13th, as well as Nick Manders ahead just there, finishing in 19th. There's Seville crossing the line in the background for P4. Not the podium that they likely would have wished for. They nearly had it, but P4 is great for them considering they started in 12th. Eden Chatburn coming through the last few corners now for P5. Ticehurst and Jelinek finished P1, P2 and GT4. Matt Thorpe is it's coming through the last part of the track now.
Indeed.
So there's Chatburn taking P5. There's Martin Thorpe to take P3 of GT4s.
Congratulations, good result there for Thorpe. Yeah, some fantastic battles up and down the field, especially in the GT4 pack earlier on, which was quite nice to see. But Holman comes across. Holman pretty much shot himself in the foot, let's be honest, with that drive-through, or that stop-go for speeding in the pit lane. But 7th is nonetheless a good. 6th, sorry, is nonetheless.
I think someone has left.
Oh, really?
Well, they crossed the line, finished, parked up left.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you can see who that was. That would be Zildzovic, because Seville's in second, apparently. But there we go.
Yeah, that's it. That's everything. Amazing
Bonk.
stuff.
Oh,
Bonk.
there we go.
Wow, that was a very interesting race for 1.5 hours. Lots of action up and down the field, lots of battles, and yeah, quite pleased I jumped into that one. I'm kind of half asleep, but I must. It's been a long day, very busy day, but no, it's a pleasure to have you alongside, and a pleasure to have you be alongside you. Well, I say that. It's been a pleasure to have you lead it, and you to be just a bit of a passenger commentator for once.
Yeah, this is typically not my forte, being the lead commentator.
I mean, I think you did all right. I think you did very well, actually, to be fair. It was a very
Just need to, just need whoever's doing the secondary commentator have the ability to just talk crap as much as possible. Getting the replay highlights at the start of the race, and we can see the carnage that I almost completely forgot happened.
Yeah, it was contact, wasn't it, within the Pulse and Pulse Sport caused all that, and it just, yeah, calamity.
I'm sure it will be brought up in the reports.
I'm sure it will
And,
be.
yeah. Stewards can make their decision from there and see what needs to be done.
Just go down. No, that's not. Let's not go Arnie. Let's not do Arnie right now. Okay, I'm tired.
But I'm a bit tired.
Yeah, it was shameful. It was shameful at that turn one, because really just set the tone for his race. Really, he was involved in the cover roads as well throughout the 1.5 hours, and I think a disappointment for him, really. I think he'll be hoping to better himself for the next round.
Yes, there's the thing with this many cars on track, is anything can and does happen. We've done 6 rounds of this now, and I have seen a lot, including the first ever red flag that I ever saw. So
yes, absolutely, and of course the GT4 has also given us a lot of attention and a lot of entertainment as well. And yeah, the battles between the Camaros, the Ginetta, and the Porsches are getting a good showing here as well tonight in the GT4 category.
So it's very exciting to do some multi-class racing, but I'm sure at this point a lot of the GT4 drivers are just kind of begging to not be murdered in a race.
Yeah, it's, as I said, it's covered in briefing that in terms of slower cars and blue flagged rules, that the slower car must allow a move to happen, but it doesn't give the automatic right for the GT3 car just to assemble it willy-nilly.
Yeah, it's just the GT4 just to not do anything unpredictable. It's just, stick to its lines and move over when it's, when it's good to do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, GT3 rules is for do it safely.
Yeah,
I can't remember the exact wording of it, but it's just to make sure the move happens safely. Which dive bombing into every braking zone is not how to do it safely.
I should remember, because I say that briefing enough times to
I hear it enough, and I usually remember, but brain mush.
I say it in my dreams. I recite it in my dreams. But no, as I said, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure to with me usually to commentate on this race. It's also been a pleasure to have our wonderful viewers on YouTube tonight. Thank you for everyone who dropped by and who came to say hi. And it's been a pleasure. Next week, though, we'll have another race next week.
Yep,
again.
it's another 90-minute race at Silverstone. And the week after that is Spa-Francorchamps for the finale, another 90-minute race. And I'll be joined once again with David Russell once he's back from his holiday.
Indeed, absolutely. Hopefully a bit more of a racier track for these guys, a bit more space, a bit more wider track. I say that with maybe a bit of pinch of salt.
Yeah, Silverstone Multiclass isn't too bad, but Spa has always been quite an interesting one because, especially if you're playing it safe like I do when you're in a GT3 lapping GT4s, there's a lot of corners that you just kind of have to follow them through.
Yeah,
so not to call anyone out, but I expect there will be quite a few dive bombs at Spa.
We shall find out. But no, you'll be back next week with it, with David Russell, and yeah, I'm sure it'll be a ball of the last couple of weeks. Again, double points for the drivers with it being 90 minutes, and yeah, we'll see what happens with the championship standings after next week.
It's going to be very interesting, especially with some of the drivers who've been taking their weeks off, because saw the championship leaders not showing up, like Alex Shahabi and it was just Alex Shahabi and Adam Gardner, P1, P3 in the championship standings were a no-show for this week with the double points. Leighton Austin getting P3 is likely going to take, it actually is going to take the lead of the championship. I think Miles Dixon with the win of the race with the double points might get first, second, but it's definitely going to move up from fourth. Seville with their P4 might move up as well, so it's going to be quite the change up for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Right then, it's about time to head off. I don't think anyone's going to want to come and give us an interview, sadly. It would be nice to pester a couple of people to see their thoughts on the race, but
it's
right then, I think we're all good there. Well, say good night to everyone at YouTube. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a pleasure. Any final thoughts before we head off, and any last words before we close off the stream?
Join us on Saturday for the 6 hours of Valencia. I will be driving and commentating. You will be commentating. It's going to be good.
I won't be commentating. I'm not there. I'm camping in a muddy field.
Ah, yes, that's what it was. Well, I will be there on Saturday for the 6 hours of Valencia. I'll be driving and commentating bits here and there. It's going to be a good weekend. It's always good to have these endurers every now and then. Tuesday, Turnwagen Masters, I will be driving once again. I believe you are doing that. Who are you joined with?
I'll be joined with the wonderful Ben Myatt.
Ben Myatt,
me and Ben will take on that stream and kicking it into the Turnwagen, was it the penultimate round, I believe, of the season. But yeah, no Monday night stream because the Mini Cooper Assetto Corsa season has officially finished for this season, and we're having a bit of a social race which isn't streamed, and gives us a chance to just to kick back, relax before we kick-start Monday nights again. But yeah, we'll be next back live on oNiD for the tour. I will be for the Touring Riders on Tuesday, and yeah, next weekend, Saturday, starts at 1 PM here on YouTube, streaming on the oNiD Community Racing YouTube channel. You'll have the wonderful Paul Hiker and Dominic Barut to kick you off. Excuse me. And then Stevie Bain and Trinket here, and Benderama and Ben might also be making an appearance in the comments box.
Yes, indeed. And Thursday AMS as well, that's another stream.
Oh yes, of course, Thursdays as well.
Of course,
plenty of entertainment to keep you busy in the week.
Very much so, and we look forward to seeing you around. Make sure to give the stream a like, subscribe if you haven't. Looking to try and get the channel to a monetizable state. Just a few more months to go, and we should be able to do that. And got some nice features to be able to do. Be able to have the join button like you do on Twitch when you subscribe. have some emotes and some other features like that. It would be great to help the community, as well as, of course, SGP out of beta and then giving fuel to the community. But of course, oNiD does not need that. That's all covered for. But we'll see you on Tuesday. Aiden will. I'll be there. And have a good evening, everyone. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.